Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was needing to do this video because of the urgency of the horror that awaits us. But I can tie it in to a comment reply to Amanda. Amanda acquired or had already a Stellarium type program and is wondering what it means for the 30th of November when there will be a penumbral eclipse over the United States. It'll occur in the evening time, 5:30 was it? Hold on, let me bring up the picture for you. I've already put it in there, bring it up for me. Okay, it should be 19th, should be this one. And we don't need to have a large screen. I'm surprised where did I learn it from? Somebody else. Was it checking the unemployment numbers this morning? Somewhere, somehow, somebody informed me of the looming shutdown on the 12th of December. And that was what I wanted to talk about. Alright, so yes. At 5:27 and 8 seconds, there is a full moon, and it'll be setting in the western sky here in Utah at that time, as the penumbral eclipse is at the eye of the bull, Taurus. So that's kind of interesting that the left eye, the religion eye for the Egyptians, is going to be eclipsed partially with the moon, which is the religion celestial body, the sun being the government. So yes, this has religious significance, in case Amanda is wondering. You'd have to get my sign list book. It needs to be updated, obviously. I did it in 2017, before the stuff occurred. And so I've learned a lot since then, and have obviously experienced a lot more signs than I thought was going to happen. And so, but that book will help anybody with I should probably the time that's going to be required to redo it and put it on academia.edu. We're coming up on the weekend. Let's see what I can do for the weekend. Let me take a note. Update sign list book post on Academia. Alright. Because there's a lot to add. So, even some constellations that I didn't realize needed to be put in the book. I don't know if I had Ophiuchus in there, or Cetus, or I might have had Draco. Maybe not. But yeah, there's some others that need to be included because of things that have happened in these last days. But generally speaking, for now, moon is religion, sun is government, the left eye is moon, right eye is government. And so the left eye of the bull has the penumbral eclipsed moon on the 30th of November at 5:27 and 8 seconds here in Utah, in the western sky at nighttime. And what is interesting is, now that we understand it's a religious symbol, we need to find the religious planets. The first one is Jupiter. That's the son of man. He was the one born of the Virgin on the 23rd of September 2017. He's getting closer and closer to a conjunction with Saturn. That will occur in December when they overlap each other, unless you zoom in real close. But I don't know if that I don't know yet. This is brand new stuff that we're going through here, and as I'm the one who's done the pioneering research on this matter, everybody's in the dark as a result. The moon, for example, had just passed us, Saturn and Jupiter, because I noticed previous months in relation to my lawsuit against the church that I would be dismissed as the moon passes. So I'm expecting tomorrow after midnight to find something on the lawsuit docket by Judge Campbell finally. We'll have to see if that is the case. We'll have to see if it is again another dismissal. But if she dismisses it, I don't know any recourse I have. She sanctioned me to censorship, and so I can't supply her with the death threats I've been receiving and the attempt to further evict me back in October. So yeah, this is horrifying. But the religion aspect is Mars. Nelson is still floating around in Pisces as Dagon, the god of Babylon, the fish god. And Venus, the inverted pentagram of Lucifer, is getting closer to the top of Libra. It is still not there. It is at the feet of Virgo on the 30th. So that needs to be understood, that it's at the feet of Virgo and not at the top of Libra. And so symbolically, trodden under the foot of man, the church is getting trodden under the foot of man, or the woman. The woman even represents the church. So Mormons are getting betrayed by the church on the 30th, as this is a religious symbolism. So that's not good for Mormons. They're already doing that to Mormons. as Nelson is going to have a Friday video tomorrow where he's going to say, oh, have faith in Jesus and you'll cure coronavirus. What? And I'm concerned about Biden. He doesn't want a lockdown because he wants to preserve the economy. That concerns me. When you put the economy above human life, that's a terrorist attack. And we have Joe Biden, who's been elected as president fairly and honestly this time, surprisingly, who's telling us that he values the economy more than our lives. And he does say that he wants to go after the virus, but no, the safest way to protect human life is to lock everything down, which means you have to stop the economy. You have to do a new economy in emergency situations. And nobody's willing to make that change to protect human life, and that's very disturbing, because we can fix this instantly. We just have to stop the economy. And so Biden saying he's not going to do it concerns me. Trump as Mercury is on the scales being weighed in the balance. And he's eventually going to be judged, and it's not going to be good for him as he gets to the tree of knowledge of good and evil star, as he's all by himself, which means he fails the judgment. But he'll be at the top this Saturday for the first quarter. Is it first quarter? Yeah, first quarter moon. But he's not religion, so that's not entirely a part of him. It's pretty much Venus is what we're looking for here, because nothing's changed for Mars. There is no significance with Mars other than being the Dagon god of Babylon, which shall fall. And so he's the one running Virgo, the church, and Virgo, the church, is stepping on Venus. So that's the symbol for the 30th of November, and it's Monday. It's the first Sunday of Advent on that prior Sunday, which is interesting. But that's a different religion. So, yeah, that answers your question. Now, the disturbing part that I wanted to talk about, remember when Trump shut down the government? And he broke the record for the longest shutdown in American history, beating Bill Clinton as a result. Yeah, well, I was surprised he didn't do it last year. I thought for sure he was going to do it last year, which would hang over into this year. But something else emerged to shut things down instead. A coronavirus. Huh. And so, yeah, I'm a bit concerned that because there is no expected civil war or coronavirus, because I'm surprised. I was sure that Trump had riled up his base to cause a civil war, but nope. Russia was thwarted from tampering with our election, and the white supremacists stood down rather than standing back and standing by. But we're still anticipating the Insurrection Act to be enforced. But it's very likely that Trump will first pull a shutdown of the government, which would lay off all the contractors and federal employees, which would tamper with my my lawsuit against the church, because Judge Campbell is purposely sitting on it, unless today she does something. But it could be another further delay. And if such is the case, it would be 2 weeks, which would be the 3rd of December, that I would have to submit anything. Or she may just do one thing and dismiss it, and then I'd still have to wait for the other 2 before I could do anything. So again, it would be prolonged, as she takes a month to decide on each of the 3 counts that have, or 3 motions, before she does anything. And so, yeah, I don't know how that's going to factor in. But if Judge Campbell succeeds in prolonging this past December 12th, we may have a shutdown, and that shutdown will shut down or give her an excuse to put on hold this civil lawsuit. And it will go into next year, at least to the 20th of January, if Trump doesn't then also do a Insurrection Act attack. So, yeah, we are looking for some very dangerous times ahead, and I don't know. The coronavirus screwed up the first lawsuit, but they're trying so hard to protect the church. I won. It's a clear, open and shut case the second time around. The first time, I caught them in the act, and they refused to allow me to show the evidence. And they knew that. They had to keep the evidence from the court to save the church in that first case. Same thing with the second one. But the second one, it's already in the state records. They have a coronavirus website, and each day it enforces that I'm correct with my lawsuit. So yes, using the coronavirus as a weapon of mass destruction against Mormons, Americans, Utahns, humanity. So I won, but the judges are purposely, they're doing all they can to save the church. And that's very disturbing. I did hear about liquidation yesterday, about the Boy Scouts needing to be liquidated, or was it 2 days ago? But that was the first lawsuit. I didn't know the wording, and so I put in there that my request for relief was either liquidation of the church or a vestment of title. And then this one, I just put vestment of title, because I didn't know what liquidation meant, or didn't know the word to use. But I don't know. The judge could say, I am not going to grant your request for relief, and instead I'm going to grant this other request or this other relief as an alternative. Judges can always do that. You can, it's what you request, but the judge is not required to grant it. The 27th is a deadline, but Judge Campbell has censored me with her sanction, so I can't submit to the court a reminder that the deadline is passed. So yeah, if she does allow me to again communicate with the courts then yes, the 27th will be open again for me to submit the notification of the deadline passing. So that's the updates for the lawsuit, and